Hi, and welcome to Cover Brand, where we cover all things branding, marketing, and advertising to help you understand what the hell branding is and how it works to grow your business. Welcome and welcome back. I'm Ethan Decker. Today, I am very excited. I have my first international caller, Laura Diral. Did I
Hi,
get that right?
everybody. Hi. Yes, you did it perfectly. Hi. Thank you
Ciao.
again for having me. Ciao a tutti. Buonasera.
Buonasera. Indeed. You're calling in from Milano.
Yes,
See?
that's true. That's true. And it's almost 7 here at 7 p.m. So it's almost evening.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. And we're just getting our day started here in Colorado.
Wow. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well, it's lovely to have you on the show. I'm so glad you're here. It's been really lovely to connect with you online and on LinkedIn and learn more about you and your challenges as a marketer. We,
It
w-
is a honor for me to be here because I firstly met you in a LinkedIn webinar. And then I was like your uh, best stalker on LinkedIn. And I've tried to catch up with you, but this opportunity is so great for me. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Well, it's great for me too. I'm very excited about this because I love to hear what people struggle with, especially you, what you're struggling with lately. Before we get into your struggles, let's talk about your joys. You brought a cover song with you.
Yeah, probably an unknown cover song. So, I have to tell you a secret. So,
Tell me.
I do not listen a lot to cover songs
I won't tell
because
anyone.
no, okay, perfect, perfect, thank you. But because I love like original songs, so made from scratch. I don't know
Mhm.
if you get me, but when talking about cover songs, I will for sure say "I Will Always Love You" by Whitney Houston.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Now that was before your time, if I'm correct?
that's true. That's true because I was born in 1997 and that song was in 1992, and that's
Yeah,
why I love it because it's timeless,
it
and
is.
it is a masterpiece of talent. I was basically shocked when I discovered that it was a cover song from
Right?
Dolly Parton. Yeah,
Yes, yes. There are some cover songs which are so well covered, people think that the cover is the original or is the standard. And Whitney's version of that is indeed one of those. You're right, Lauda. Most people don't know Dolly Parton didn't just write it, she performed it quite well
yeah,
18 years before Whitney Houston did it.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
She remastered it in a pop version because firstly was a country ballad. Am I
Yes,
right? Yeah.
correct. Dolly is a country star. Yeah, and it was a very personal song. Apparently, I know a little bit about the backstory that Dolly really was going through a breakup and wanted to send her love to her ex, and so that's what that song is about. And then Whitney completely blew it out of the water, made it
She's
her
out of
own.
mind. Yeah,
Yeah,
she is perfect.
yeah. I do not recommend though doing that song for karaoke.
No, 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 no. Well, for me, absolutely not.
Yeah. Yeah. Although a lot of people can make up a lot of ground in karaoke with enthusiasm, even if they don't have a great voice.
Yeah,
So,
I'm jealous of them because it's not one of my skills.
yeah. Well,
Definitely.
well, great choice. Great choice on cover songs. If you all haven't heard both versions of, you've probably heard the Whitney Houston version, but it's probably also worthwhile to queue up the Dolly Parton version and give that a listen to. They're both lovely. So good call on that, Lauda. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after these messages. This episode of Cover Brand is brought to you by Awareness Water, the beverage you only notice once you've already bought it 6 times. Crisp, forgettable, everywhere. Look, it's in your hand right now. Here at Applied Brand Science, we keep our brains stocked with it all the time. Awareness water. Stay hydrated, stay top of mind. And we're back. Let's talk about your brand challenges now. Let's cover some brand things. Let's tell some folks what you're up to and what you're facing.
So, I'm basically a social media specialist for an IT company. And so, I'm in the beginning of my career path, of
Mhm.
my professional path. So, I have many questions, and this is a quite a great opportunity to have you answer all my questions, or basically two. The most important one, because it's quite difficult to follow the funnel,
Mm,
the marketing funnel today, and
yes.
most of all to conquer the salient stage for a brand.
Mhm. Mhm.
Staying top of mind is quite difficult considering how populated is the market today, and how many choices consumers have. So,
Mhm.
what are the best practices to stay top of mind to conquer the salient stage?
Those are great questions. I love that you've brought up the purchase funnel. I don't even know if we've talked about the purchase funnel yet on the show. Um, if you're not familiar, the purchase funnel is that classic thing of awareness and then funnels into interest or consideration, and then funnels into purchase, and then somehow funnels into loyalty or love or evangelism. And it's seen as a funnel as if people just fall into it, and then your job is to get it narrower and narrower until they buy your product. And in the business world, people talk these days a lot of top of funnel, which is about awareness and salience, and then the bottom of the funnel when it's more about consideration and purchase. So you've heard about these, of course. And there are two big question marks or complaints or frustrations with the purchase funnel. One of them, as you've pointed out in other places, is it's not a realistic depiction of how shoppers shop. It's not as if we go about becoming aware of brands and then we consider brands and then we buy brands. And it's also not as if people just fall into the funnel.
That's true. That's true.
So there's
Because
that.
we
Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, we also in this internet era, we are overwhelmed by piece of content.
Yeah.
So how can we choose which one is the one that fit better for
Yeah.
us?
Well, and you're also challenged with helping with the top of funnel, so to speak, the part where people even become aware of your brand at all. People love the bottom of funnel because it seems to be easier to measure, easier to find media that respond and that people can see actions coming out of. If you do some broad awareness things, you're not sure if people are actually aware of it or if they remember it at all. So that's a bit of what you're asking about is how do you get people aware of you at all, becoming and make your brand salient to them at all? Yeah. Um, well, you're not alone. And
Mhm.
you do B2B IT social media. So
Yes.
you would think it's not very interesting and that people.
No, it's quite more
Oh, okay.
challenging than the B2C.
Well,
I
well,
love
in the
my
sense
job.
of brands might not be as cool. You might be
Um,
interested, but the consumers of
that is
be
true.
right? It's
That
not
is
like you're
true.
buying Nike.
Yeah, and also sales are complex and
Mhm.
longer than the
Yes.
B2C. And
Yes.
Nike are for fun. Your IT system probably is not such funny as your new
Mhm.
pair of shoes. So
Mhm. Mhm.
that is that is the topic.
Yeah. So I was just doing some workshops, actually in Geneva, nearby, not too far from Milano, and we were talking about the challenge with getting people to think of you, even if you are a big brand like Nike. Nike, for instance, has, let's say, 400 million people who buy Nike or own Nike around the world. It's a huge number of people. They only get about 100,000 views on their TikTok for each TikTok video. That's big for TikTok, but it's tiny compared to all of the people that buy Nike. So even a cool brand like Nike continually has to make people aware of them and think of them at all and like them a little better than any other sneaker or tracksuit
Yeah.
company out there. So you have the same challenges as Nike. It's just you don't feel like you've got really cool athletes potentially. But there is something actually to learn from folks like Nike. Another category I love to learn from in America is the insurance category. Insurance is dry, insurance is potentially boring. It's important, it's essential, just like your IT systems, but you wouldn't think insurance is fun. However, insurance marketing and advertising in particular has become very, very fun, very, very funny, and it makes the brands salient without necessarily needing to be so bleeding relevant. And this is a difference. This is a difference. As one person says, you can be relevant as hell and still be boring as fuck.
Mhm.
So
Got it. Okay.
a lot of what you will be told to do is to talk about the key drivers of the category, the key issues in IT, the key challenges that IT buyers face, right?
Mhm.
But that might be relevant, but it might not help you be salient and be thought of at all because it's just not very sticky. And what I encourage people to do, what I would encourage you to do is to start to connect with your shoppers, your prospects psychologically as opposed to logically. In America, for instance, there is a brand of insurance called Geico, Geico. And again, they sell home insurance and car insurance. And car insurance does not sound like a fun thing. But they did not come up with a mascot who's strong and tough and relevant to the category. They came up with a mascot who was salient and sticky and made you think of the brand. And the mascot is a gecko, a little lizard.
Mhm.
Gecko, Geico, Gecko, Geico, Gecko, Geico. It's hard to confuse a gecko with another brand. And you can start doing fun, silly things with a gecko that you can't do with a dry, faceless insurance company. So, in a way, what I would encourage you to think about to help your brand to become more salient is how do you use the sticky, interesting elements of entertainment and maybe frankly of children's marketing, I got to say, to make your brand more salient as opposed to making sure it's so relevant about the needs of an IT buyer. Does this make any sense?
Oh, that is true. That is true. It's probably makes a brand stand out from the competition, just rise above the competition, which basically spread the same message. And also, IT field is particularly different from the other segment of the market because
Mhm.
it is populated by industry giants and
Mhm.
US based companies. So it's quite even more difficult to gain market share. So stand out from the competition with something um, different, something
Yes.
um, valuable and markable. So to leave something to users and to make remind of you with
Yeah.
something special, something different.
Yes. I was in Milano 20 years ago.
Oh,
And
you should come again, of
oh,
course.
I
Yeah.
know I should come again. I absolutely want to come back. Um, and get some good limoncello, have some nice grappa, and of course, take in all of the design stores and the fashion industry there, which
Yeah.
is so big. So, for instance, the Geico Gecko is a little character that has an Australian accent, or actually a Cockney English accent. And it's an
Mhm.
American brand, but the gecko has an English accent. Why? Because it's sticky, not because it's relevant, not because people said that I trust an insurance company from a brand that has an English accent. Nobody would say that. But they just plucked something that was sticky. And so maybe, and this is probably a terrible idea, but it's the kind of thing you want to play with, is maybe you take some inspiration from fashion brands to market IT services in a B2B world. I'm guessing you would be the only brand doing that. And I'm
Well,
guessing, go
it's
ahead.
quite funny. No, it's quite funny because I worked in fashion field for many years.
Uh huh.
So it's quite very funny the suggestion you gave me.
You would know the things from the fashion world that people do, and you can still attach that to some logical things about what your company offers and what your company does. You can always provide that, but imagine if you did it in the way that Prada would do it, right?
Yeah.
Um, or Missoni. And imagine if Missoni was launching an IT service. How would Missoni do it? And that would just be interesting. It would be a little weird, but it would be memorable. And being memorable at all is so much of the challenge in marketing because, as you say, there are dozens of other companies out there just like you. And there
Yeah,
are
that's true.
much bigger companies that can beat you when it comes to how much they spend. So the creativity, I like to say, is there's a creative multiplier to your media dollars. If you are tasked, Laura, with doing some social media with a
Mhm.
small budget to create salience, if you put boring things out there or relevant things that are just not interesting, you'll get a certain amount of return. But if you put interesting or creative things out there, you could get double or 5 times or even 10 times the return on every dollar that you spend.
Well,
And
fortunately, the
yes,
company I work to is a leader in Europe. But
great.
yeah, yeah, that's true. But being a leader worldwide is a, a difficult challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
um, talking about social media and content strategy, I watched a lot of the fashion approach to
Mm-hmm.
social media,
Yeah.
um, which which is very funny,
Mm-hmm.
um, humanize content, humanize the product.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I love the CGI videos, so they
Mm-hmm.
are not human, but so funny, so
Uh-huh.
um, different from reality. That could be the thing that makes you stand out
Yes.
in a uh, landscape filled of competitors. So
Yeah.
that is one strategy, one content format that I was thinking about when you were talking before.
I could, and again, maybe fashion is a terrible idea, but it might be a great idea because the challenge
Fashion.
is
Fashion is not a terrible idea. Never.
Okay, okay. No, no, I'm with you. I agree. I have so many pairs of shoes. Um, I would say the challenge sometimes is also that the the opposite of a good idea might be another good idea. So it might be that fashion is one of 8 different things you could try that might be the thing that makes your brand memorable and interesting and stand out a little bit more. And so in some respects, it's a little arbitrary, but it also means maybe you just go with something that you know and that you can do. And if you know fashion and you're familiar with fashion photo shoots and fashion content and fashion photography and CGI, and messaging, if you blend that with the classic stuff from your own company, maybe it would be fabulous. One other thing I would recommend, and this is also true with fashion, is you have to be consistent with it in the market. You can't change it every month or you can't change your campaign every year and change your look every year. Prada, Burberry, um, Yves Saint Laurent, some other famous fashion brands recently have killed their logos, but they've brought them back because they realized the classic logos have equity in them, that time is like compound interest, and that these things take time to build up in people's minds so that they remember them, so that they recognize them, so that they can find them amongst all of the other choices. So you've you've been tracking me for a while. You're one of my favorite stalkers. And and I'm a big fan of orange and white and this little
Yes.
character, the Frelk
Mhm.
character. And I don't intend on changing that for another 20 years. And if I do, I'm probably stupid because it's like tearing down a nice house and building a new one. Like
It's
keep
like your business card.
yeah, yeah, keep it consistent so people can recognize it and build on it. So if fashion and something distinct or iconic about your logo or your name or a character or a device that you create becomes your thing, stick with it for a while so that it has time to build in the marketplace and time like an investment to start creating equity and having compound interest like old fashioned brands do,
Mhm.
right?
That's true. Yes. Yes,
Prada,
that's
they have a long heritage and they use that, and that's what helps them become so famous. Yeah.
yeah.
Does that seem useful?
Yeah, that was absolutely
Does
that
this
was.
combination of things seem doable for you?
Yes, you give me the tip to think out of mind. So
Mhm.
do not take the linear path, the linear way uh, for the funnel, which is not anymore linear today.
Yeah.
And to make like an experience. So fashion, that is true. Fashion brands convert a single shirt or single skirt into lifestyle. That
Mhm.
is why fashion brands are uh, an example, a template, we can call of it like this,
Mhm.
for other brands. So
Yes.
take
Yeah.
take something into the and put something into the life of users, of customers, even social life. So
Yes.
give that funny thing, give that sticky thing,
Mhm.
give things that are remarkable and things that are memorable. Is
Bingo.
it what do you say?
That's well put. You said it very well. I'm sure you could say it twice as fast in Italian.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. No,
but
but
yes.
we use a lot of words to say just one thing, so it's better to talk in English. we yeah, we have
Yeah.
too many words in our vocabulary. So
Mhm.
it's quite funny to be to it's quite better to talk in English. Yeah.
Keep it simple. But yes, I think you've nailed it. I think it is about um, bringing those other elements into the brand and combining it with the facts or with the functionality of your own company, and then of course making it easy for people to think of your company name, your company color, whatever that might be, um, and just help people think of you and remember you. And the creativity is what is kind of the secret sauce, the secret ingredient,
Mhm.
the secret
Yeah.
ingredient to your ragu.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
An idea that I was thinking of was talking about opposites,
Hmm.
just like 5 reasons because you should not trust us, and then
Right.
all another. So talk about opposites, just to be funny, as you
Hmm.
said,
Hmm.
um, and have a different way to communicate with consumers, with others. Could be an interesting way.
You could do a 5-year long campaign
Yeah,
about opposites,
yeah,
and then people would become familiar with that and recognize you for that, and then be interested in the next one. What's the next opposite that Laura
yeah,
is going to share with us?
yeah.
Great. Great. Well, I look
Great.
forward to hearing where you take it,
Yeah,
and then you'll
of
have to
course.
come
You will be
back.
the first one.
Okay. We'll do that not on the show, but then you'll have to come back on the show to ask a couple more of your questions.
Of course, it will
Yeah.
be a pleasure. Yeah.
So
Mhm.
great to talk with you, Laura. Thanks for chatting.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Ciao.
Bye. Buona serata. Ciao.
Buonasera. If you want to learn more about brand science, head on over to appliedbrandscience.com. Normally, this is where we put the credits for the show. People tune out by now. If you're still here, I don't know why, but if you are, we love you. And if you'd like some cool little stickers with Science AF and Frauks on them, send your mailing address and your desert island book to info@appliedbrandscience, and we'll send you some swanky little stickers.